Hi, everybody. Welcome to Disrespectfully Agree with Oatman and LJ. I'm LJ. Across from me is Mr. Oatman.
I'm Oatman. Hello.
And we've got Rezi back with us, our geek in residence. Hey, Rezi.
What the hell was that,
That's
Mike?
my Cockney.
Your Cockney.
Since we're doing Gotham by Gaslight, I'll be walking off an hour.
I got bad news for you.
You know what? Don't
the movie
do that.
does not
Don't
take
do
place
that
in
ever
England.
again.
Yeah, still close enough.
Don't ever do that again, please. Don't.
He's going to.
It's got a Cockney feel to it.
Yeah, there was weirdly early in the film. There was
Victorian kind of.
There was a guy who's the guy from Oliver who's in charge of the orphans.
Yeah,
the pickpocket
little-
ring. What's
yeah.
that guy's name?
Yeah, plus the little Bowery boys. They all had a
Yeah, they had something.
Nicholas Nickleby feel to them.
But they were more doing like a New York almost kind of thing. It was.
Yeah, but that's almost the same thing at that period.
It was the guy who was in charge of them. Who was like, "Hey, what you doing there, Batman?
Yeah,
You got us my alleys, these my kids,
Boy, Ollie, I'm a
my
bro.
orphans. They,
Right?
yeah, all right. Enough of that.
That's my thing right there.
So it was like the only British accent in there. But in any case, Gotham by Gaslight is the film we'll be talking about today. We'll start off a little spoiler-free. We'll give some general impressions and then jump into the spoiler section. Rezi.
Guess who did it?
Oh, well, that's
That's the spoiler section.
it's
That's
spoiler
fine.
section, but I bet you could figure it out real quick. All right, Rezi, how did you find Gotham by Gaslight?
I enjoyed the reintroduction of a lot of characters that you already know and how they use them this time in the turn of the century Gotham. I just thought it was cute. That was a good way of doing it. Then I just
was
let myself
cute.
fall along with the rest of the story. Yeah.
Gotham by Gaslight, in which Batman fights Jack the Ripper,
Loved it.
was,
It was
cute.
Yes.
Okay.
Adorable.
Oatman.
Thought it was good. I enjoyed it. I really, really liked the artwork. I thought was very good. I liked sort of the hazy, muddy nature of it. I thought it really captured the smell and feel and texture that comes with the sort of turn of the century kind of city with the gas lights and the dusty streets and the cobblestones. It got all of that right. And I really, really liked it. How they portrayed Batman, I thought was interesting. This is a different Batman, which I thought was
How different is he, though?
a little bit. He's and
Seems pretty Batman-y.
you
Bruce
think?
Wayne-y. More Bruce Wayne-y.
Yeah, it's pretty
Wayne-y.
Bruce Wayne, pretty
It's-
Batman-y earlier in his career.
That's what I was about to
perhaps.
say. To me, it seems like a much younger Batman.
Sure.
To me. It seems like a less broken Batman.
Yeah, I'll grant you
Which I
that.
thought was kind of interesting because a lot of the later Batmans that I've seen, it's a very scraggly voiced,
Yeah.
a bit of a broken character. This guy was kind of hopeful.
Well, they
in
did
some way.
seem to imply that he had been. I think they said early on, it's like he's just got back in town
Yeah,
recently.
he's back in town.
He's
So
been
his-
out.
this,
He's been out in the
personality.
world doing his walkabout. Becoming
Yeah.
Batman, learning all the skills and such.
And so I thought that was kind of interesting. In some ways, I know this is a weird and probably not fitting analogy, but it reminded me when I watched Marvel and saw the young Spider-Man for the first time.
This is not that.
No, it's not as extreme as that, but I think it is a very definite difference from that Batman to the Batman you see, say, in Marvel, the latest Marvel pictures. Boy, those two Batmans are miles
DC,
apart.
but yeah.
DC.
This is not Ben Affleck.
Yeah, this is not the Ben Affleck. I'm sore, can barely get out of bed, and I'm a little bitter kind of Batman. He's kind of a younger, more hopeful
Sure.
Batman. I thought that was
So
interesting.
it was an interesting twist to use the younger, hopeful Batman in such a time that in real life was such a dark time in that period of England. Or
Yeah,
looking
I
at-
thought it changed the dynamics of it a lot more.
Though interestingly, they cast Bruce Greenwood here as Batman Bruce Wayne, who is an older gentleman.
As an older gentleman.
Christopher Pike, most recently on the rebooted Star Trek movies, the J.J. Abrams movies.
Yep.
Also, I first saw this guy, I think, in the hit UPN original Nowhere Man. You saw Nowhere Man?
Yeah, I was a fan until they
Wow,
yanked it.
me
But
too.
Yeah, I remember.
If-
I remember
don't-
Nowhere Man.
It's probably not a great show,
Geek alert.
but it was very much like X-Files but it was like Hulk meets X-Files, where he's always on the run and all this. It's just
Meets the fugitive.
It's not a great show, probably, but for some reason I loved it back in the day. It went the way of UPN Network, which is nowhere. So yeah, he's an old gentleman, but he seems a more youthful Batman, interestingly
Yeah,
enough.
more youthful, more vigorous. And not only that, I think there are certain parts where he clearly needs to figure stuff out. Like I see this Batman figuring some things out in a way that older Batmans don't seem to have to figure it out.
Well, it was nice to see Bruce Greenwood play this incantation of Batman differently than the one he did with Batman Under the Red Hood. That would be the Batman that you guys are talking about, the one who's been broken, who has seen too much, who has taken on the heaviness of just being Batman. And then to see Bruce all of a sudden come back here with this one and turn around to be kind of light, airy, and hopeful that, yes, I can do this for Gotham. I can protect Gotham. And
I also enjoyed, this is one of my favorite Selena Kyles.
oh, okay.
I enjoyed her. I like the Catwoman in this.
Who was she?
That was Jennifer Carpenter, who I'm not
okay.
terribly familiar with.
Quarantine. She
Yeah.
was the sister in Dexter.
Yeah, she's in Dexter. She's in Quarantine. I've not seen either of those things. White Chicks.
Yeah,
She was Lisa in that, apparently.
Yeah.
and she's a talent. I like her work.
Yeah, she's good. And I didn't even notice this, but Anthony Head is Alfred.
No,
Oh, get out.
Giles himself
Okay.
played Alfred in this. Didn't even notice. Love that guy.
Yep.
Yeah, I enjoyed this as well. I got an issue. This was true in the Suicide Squad movie as well, but I wish these movies had a bigger budget. I really do. The animation feels like TV animation, and it is, because that's the budget they have for this. But the action scenes in this movie are so sweeping, at least the intention is to be so huge and sweeping, that to do these things on basically a low budget for animation, a TV animation budget, it feels cheaper.
I don't know.
So you're looking for animation like to the level of, say, Akira, something like that?
Now, Akira was not, I mean, I guess it was big budget for anime.
Yeah.
But I'd like, you're never going to get, I mean, nobody does hand-drawn animation like Disney used to, and I'm not even asking for that. But I would like something a little bit more polished in the vein of, even Secret of Nim is too much. Who was the guy who did that? I can't remember his name. But I would like...
Don Bluth, I think.
Don Bluth, thank you. Somewhere between this and Don Bluth, I would like a little bit more money on the screen.
Ralph Bakshi.
No, sir. No, thank you.
I'll be honest, I didn't notice a difference. I thought it was great. The animation was good. I didn't see it.
It was most striking for me in the Zeppelin fight.
Oh, you didn't like that?
That seemed really
It should have been larger for
real
you.
low budget. I mean, they do these things to save money. They do CG vehicles, because it's cheaper that way. And it just seemed clunky. It seemed a little cheap. And even the vehicles bothered me because the buggies, you get in the buggies look okay, I guess, but it's when you get to even, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the drivers of the buggies were all CG as well. So when they do any movements, it looks like a CG character in this hand-drawn movie. And it just seems out of place. It just seems like shortcuts.
Who notices
No,
the
now that I'm
driver?
thinking about it, it probably would have been better if they had like a Don Bluth approach. Then Don used to do things where he actually filmed the actors and then kind of drew over their movements or something so that it looked
Maybe.
like it was like
A little rotoscopy.
Yeah, it was a cool effect. I mean, he does it for heavy metal. A lot was done.
That
for
wasn't
in heavy
Don
metal.
Bluth. That was
wasn't Bluth?
Bakshi, I think. I don't know who that
No, not
was, but that was
Bakshi.
not Don Bluth.
Okay,
He did not.
Well, I mean,
do
they
heavy
did.
metal.
They incorporate that same kind of idea. Sometimes using
but heavy metal's
real
bad.
actors. Bad as in.
The animation, I don't care for that animation in heavy metal. No.
Oh, okay. Well, no,
sir.
that's another movie. Okay, get back to this one. Story. What did you think?
Story's fine. We won't get into spoilers just yet, but there's a mystery as to who Jack the Ripper is.
I didn't have a clue.
And I bet you really didn't have a clue.
I didn't know. No.
Really, dude?
How would I know?
How would you
my-
know?
my-
Process of elimination, sir.
Nope.
The man who gave us Black Superman. The man who gave us the Dutchman. No, you did not
You have
see this
no
coming.
idea.
Didn't occur to me whatsoever.
Don't take him seriously. people.
Totally
See,
out of
he's
the blue.
laughing.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
he's laughing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Totally out of the blue.
There you go. The mystery is neither here nor there. So you go there for the characters. The story didn't do what isn't. The story's fine. So I'm here for the characters. I'm here for the animation. I'm here for the action and the interplay between our characters. Specifically, I do like the interaction between Bruce Wayne and Selena Kyle. I like that stuff.
Yep.
I love the aesthetic. I think it looks great. I like the time period, all of that. The mystery, not so
Shocker.
much. Not a shocker.
Shocker.
So I guess we have to jump into spoilers here then. Spoilers, everybody. It's your last
Spoiler
chance to
alert.
get out without getting spoiled.
Warning.
Jack the Ripper is Gordon.
Right? Who would have thunk?
Everybody.
Yeah, I know. But that Jack the Ripper was on par as an
Jack the
excellent
Ripper
fighter,
looks like-
just like Batman.
Jack the Ripper looks like Gordon. They cover his face so you can't tell.
They cover his face with shadow and a top hat. Ooh.
Yeah, but they instead of covering the top like Batman would do, he covers the bottom because guess why? Mustache. That's why you cover the bottom. Same height, same build, same hair. And guess who's never around when Jack is? Gordon. Guess who only shows up after Jack's gone? Gordon. Guess who says, this is my refuge from this horrible city early in the film? Gordon.
Totally out of the blue.
It's fine, I guess.
It's fine.
It would have been nice. Typically in a mystery, you would like to have a few red herrings in there, some other options. But the other option is basically Harvey Dent. And we see him passed out drunk while another murder is going on, so he's eliminated instantly. I guess the only other option we have is Alfred Pennyworth. Could be possibly Jack, but he's...
No, it was the three kids all dressed up in one big
all in a
long
trench
raincoat.
coat. Yeah.
Like the little rascals. They did.
Yeah, that would have been fun. But, you know, but that only works if you understand that Alfred Pennyworth is also a trained military man. And
But now that's funny. We never got that about Alfred. Only until
It's not in this
later.
movie. That's a later development, yes.
Yeah.
And it's not in this movie, so we can't go off of that either. Otherwise, it's just a stupid surprise. So the only person it could possibly be is Gordon. Really dumb. Really, not that it's a bad choice, but it's a really poorly constructed mystery.
Shocking.
How do you feel about people who take fictional characters and put them up against all these real life people that actually existed? I mean,
I love it.
Just playing with it and
I love
doing
it.
Okay.
I don't usually have a problem with it. There was a moment in this where I felt like, are we really gonna do Batman versus one of this horrible serial killer, this dark real life event that? And eventually I was like, yeah, okay, I guess, sure, why not?
Or did you just let your brain say Ripper-esque kind of character?
I mean, yeah, they call him Jack the Ripper. This lives in a world in which I guess the real thing never happened out in England because everything's transported to America. This is America. This is Gotham in a similar time, turn of the century.
Hello.
Not England. And yeah, I'm fine with it. I guess. Why? You got a problem with it?
No, in hindsight, no, I don't. I mean, I'm just a village idiot. I looked at a movie and said, okay, well drawn. Some of the action sequences, like you said, could have been a little bit more. I guess I was looking for a bigger explosion and something more lifelike to it. The way that technology is now, and with the way that they did some of the prior DC films, and then suddenly they fall to this because the one that we were talking about in a previous podcast, people,
Suicide Squad. Oh,
yeah, Flashpoint Paradox.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about animation that was just crazy out everywhere and very well done. This is what you were expecting to maybe find inside of Gotham Gaslight, and you didn't see it here. But hey, I'm just a guy watching a movie that was a good movie to me. I had a good time watching it, even though it throws the ball for you to catch right there. It was a good film.
Yeah, I guess this is a Batman film, so you would think they'd have more money to do it, but probably because it's Gotham by Gaslight, it's this weird period piece, they might expect, we got to keep the budget lower on this one. Same thing with Suicide Squad, I would expect. So yeah, maybe they're just picking and choosing where they put their money.
I like transporting it to a different world in the way they did in such a complete way. I like that some major characters got killed. I just thought that was great. And I love, to me, the best scene in the movie is where we find out that Gordon's wife is demented.
Yeah.
That he punishes her with acid.
Yeah.
We see the other side of her face where he's clearly smashed acid in her face. That was such a creepy moment.
Yeah.
I thought that was very well done.
And my favorite scene, if you can even say it, but mine is just so minuscule. Anyone who knows comic books or any of the other Batman series would know. I like that he worked with all three Robins all at once, the three little boys. They all have the first names of each of the Robins that he's worked with.
Yeah, that was cute.
I was wondering about that. I was literally wondering which one of these are Robin.
They were all Robin.
Three at one time or other. Yeah.
What was their name?
So is Tim...
The one who was killed...
Todd. Jason?
Okay, Jason Todd, yeah.
Which one became the Joker?
Wow. No, you mean the Red Hood. That would be Jason Todd.
Became the Joker?
Yeah.
Are you talking about like that Batman Beyond animated movie?
Yeah, it was one of them where he goes crazy, becomes a Joker or something.
Wow.
In Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, spoiler alert for that film, the Joker implanted, I think it was Tim Drake, with this microchip. And he brainwashed him early. Like he kidnapped Tim Drake when he was at some point and brainwashed him, turned him into a Joker Ling type character, and then decades and decades later in the Batman Beyond universe, spoiler alert for Batman Beyond, he comes back. That chip gets activated and he turns. It's like a Jekyll and Hyde thing.
Was it
He
worth
goes
the
back
watch?
and forth.
It sounds pretty good.
Oh, it's good.
I never saw that one. Okay.
Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker's
Batman
quality.
Beyond.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay.
And Dick Grayson. So it's Dick.
There we go. Original, Dick, then Tim,
Jason,
then it was
and
Jason
Tim.
Todd.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then there's finally, now it's Damian is the current Robin.
Yeah, his son,
All of whom I think
Batman's son, with
Talia
Ra's al Ghul's, Talia al Ghul.
all of the Robins who I believe we will see in Batman Ninja. Stay tuned for that one, everybody. Check us out on Apple Podcasts. Give us a review, 5 stars, please. Tell a friend about the show if you wouldn't mind. That's the only way we're going to grow this thing. Or an enemy, as Oatman says. If you don't like the show, tell an enemy. They're probably better than you.
Yeah, call and hate on us.
And with that, we will talk at you next week. Bye.
Peace and chicken grease.
Continue geeking.
That's slightly better. Probably going to have to cut some of this out because now we're spoiling a whole different movie. In any case, yeah, I thought...
Drive-by spoiling.
Yeah.